When he decided it was time, he went into the garage and used a crowbar that he found among the tools and shattered the interior door leading into the courier's kitchen. Keyes moved very quickly after breaking the glass and making his way inside, and it only took him about 6 seconds to get from the door to the master bedroom.
Oh, I told him right away what was going on.
Were they cooperative at first, at least, both of them?
Yeah. Pretty shocked.
I'm sure.
People never expect stuff to happen.
Do you remember what you told him?
I just, it's like a blitz attack. You just make sure they know right away who's in charge and immediately tie them up, tell them what the rules are, that there's no talking unless I talk to them. They don't move unless I tell them to move, and did their hands behind their back and had them, pulled everything off the bed and got their hands and their feet together with cable ties and then just started talking, like asking them one question after the other, and then I would ask them like the same questions over to see, like if they were
Lying.
Yeah. I remember first thing I asked them was if they had an alarm or if they had a safe. And I was pretty sure they hadn't lied about that stuff, but then I asked them again a few minutes later, and then I'd ask them like where the guns are, where the jewelry is, where the cash is, where the cell phones are, where their ATM cards are.
So they you don't have to tell them, but they know they're being robbed. That's what they think is happening. They're being robbed.
Well, they kept trying to ask me. I didn't tell them what was happening. They kept trying to ask me what was going on, and I never answered them. It's just have to keep telling them to shut up and listen to me.
The only light that was on came from the headlamp he was wearing. So when he woke up Bill and Lorraine Courier, there was a light shining in their eyes, and they were completely unable to see him or maybe what he was carrying, and really were quite disoriented. So along with the shock of this happening, they were unable to see who was speaking to them or if he had a gun or not, and what his intentions were. The Golden State Killer did something similar. He would wake people up with a flashlight in their face so that it would blind his victims, and then he would hold them at gunpoint. While holding a gun on Bill and Lorraine and shining this light in their eyes, he demanded that they give him any guns that they had, and Lorraine told him that she had a .38 Smith & Wesson in the nightstand, and Keyes went and took it. He went through their belongings and took their ATM cards and gathered their PIN numbers from Bill and Lorraine. Then he grabbed their suitcases and just started packing them with jewelry and clothes and anything he could find. He also raided their medicine cabinet and stole bottles of Vicodin and Percocet.
Yeah, I think they were just kind of in awe that it was happening. Like, they couldn't believe it, and they kept, wanting an explanation as to why it was happening. So yeah, but yeah, she tried. It seemed like she tried to roll over. She was talking to him. She was like, I could tell they were trying to make a plan and figure out what to do. And I jumped up over on the bed and grabbed her by the neck and shoved her head down into the pillow and just told her I was, even when they didn't think I was watching, I might be watching, and no matter what they tried to do or what they said, it was only going to piss me off. It wasn't going to change anything for them. So after that, they stayed quiet for quite a while.
He continued to rummage through their belongings, and he came across an electric strawberry patch, which is an Army insignia for the 25th Infantry Division. That sounds familiar. It's because Keyes and Bill Courier served in the same unit, and he apparently told Bill this. He was amused by the connection that he had with this person who was about to become his next victim. All in all, this took about 15 minutes before Israel had Bill and Lorraine put their slippers on and walk to the garage to get into their car. They had a green Saturn sedan, and Keyes belted both of them and had their hands zip tied.
That was the first time they got a look at me, and because the dome light came on, I guess, and they were both checking me out, like trying to figure out what was going on. Yeah, and so they were. So then after they saw my, I mean I had a mask on, but had a mask and the hood of my jacket on, but they would. They started trying to talk to me and stuff, and
try to personalize it.
yeah. And I would go along with it a little bit because it seemed like it was like the guy he used to be in the same unit in the army that I was in. He was 25th Infantry Division or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I found one of his insignia patches when I was going through their dresser, and I was asking him about it. Anyway, yeah, I was just bullshitting them, and they were, they of course wanted to know why we were leaving in the car.
What'd you tell him?
No, I just told them it was a kidnap for ransom setup, and that there were other people involved in it. So.
Keyes then drove them in their own car back to the hotel he was at and parked next to his car.
And I hadn't decided for sure at that point what to do with their bodies, so I threw a bunch of stuff out of my car into their car trunk. I had a shovel. I had some diesel. I had a big roll of the 55-gallon trash bags. And the Drano, I threw that in their trunk.
From the Handy Suites, he then drove to a location that he had scouted out earlier in the day, an abandoned farmhouse. When they arrived, Keyes took Bill out of the car first and